how many women within the music industry have come out with albums at that age that have done so well. I'll wait. Hi everybody, I cannot tell you how excited I am to start this new series. So welcome to the first episode of Vinyl and Veneer. Basically, this is going to be a series all about vinyl albums that I love and putting on some veneer or some shellac and putting on some makeup that's either inspired by the album, the artist, how I feel when I'm listening to the music, whatever it is, whatever the vibe is, that's what we will be going for. But I'm so excited because if you don't know about me, music has been essential to my life since I remember, basically. I have loved music. I went to school for recording arts. I currently am in the movie industry within music Clarins. Music is the one thing that has always been the center of my life. I love to sing, and it is something that I knew from an early age that I needed to be part of. So I'm very excited to share with you some knowledge and just my love of music, and talking about music just makes me happy. And makeup, if you have already seen my channel, is something that I also adore. So I'm ready to mash them together and create this series, and I will calm down a little bit, but I just can't tell you how excited I am. Anyways, so today we are doing the queen of rock and roll. And if you don't know who that is Miss Tina Turner. Okay, Miss Tina. This is her album Private Dancer, came out in 1984, and she is just an icon. If you do not know Tina Turner, please continue to watch this video so I can give you some information on her. She is amazing. She is credited to probably be one of the top Black female artists that was ever introduced onto MTV. She is major. She's currently still around, which is amazing. She's 80 years old. She lives in Switzerland, and I probably first got introduced to her because either my mom gave me this CD or this was her CD, but she gave me a CD that was all of her, I think it's just Tina's best ofs, something like that. I can put the picture up around here. But Tina's voice is so recognizable, it ain't even a question. You hear that voice, you hear the rasp, the true sexual energy, just the emotion that she is able to commit to in her voice is astounding, and I think that's why people connect with her so much, and that's definitely why I did. As I talk about her, I'm going to start to get my face together. Today we are going to go kind of for the look that she has on her album. And here's a different picture within the insert. She has a red lip, a smoky eye, and that's what we are going to go for today. So I'm going to start getting my face together, to start with some primer, and then I'm going to talk a bit about my lovely Tina. So, Miss Tina Turner, born in Nutbush, Tennessee. If you have not heard Nutbush City Limits, recommend. Another great song of hers. One thing that you might be familiar with is her, the movie that Angela Bassett did as Tina Turner, What's Love Got to Do with It? I don't know if it got any accolades or not. I can put that down around here if it did. But that definitely is a very telling movie about what she went through. Basically, Ike is an abusive husband. No doubt about it. He was not a good guy. He was a bad guy. He beat her up. We're not about that. Anyway, although she was repressed, she came back in 1984 with this Private Dancer album, and my God, this album is so good. It has hit after hit after hit after hit, and it truly is a beautiful combination of kind of this 80s synth pop rock. She really melds together what I think is a very iconic kind of 80s sound, and especially a Tina sound. Basically, Private Dancer is the album that launched her back into the circuit of music. So let me go into, I'm going to go into Profusion Smoky's palette. This is only $5 from Walmart, and I'm going to, it's got some tape on it. Let me get the tape off first. Tape is off. So we have some beautiful kind of neutral shades here. We have some almost like plummy shades, but I'm going to go for kind of more of a sultry, smoky eye here, just so that we can kind of match the vibe of this album. I can put in a picture of the album, picture of the palette so that you can see which shades I am picking from as I am placing them on my eye. Oh, where is that crease brush, honey? So, Miss Tina Turner. Private Dancer came out May 23rd, 1984, and by August of 1984, it was already platinum, meaning it had sold 1 million copies. Amazing. And this is somebody that, at this point in her career, just think about it. She left Ike, no longer associated with him, bad guy. She was approaching 40 at the time, was a black female trying to do music. That ain't gonna be easy in that time. And in this time, to be honest. So here she is trying to sell herself yet again as somebody that should be listened to, which obviously with this album proves. I'm just putting this color Pure all under my brow bone and into my crease. And then I'm going to take the color Top Notch and put that all throughout my crease. This album goes on to become 5 times platinum, selling 5 million copies, becoming her best selling album as a solo artist, and really helps to reinvigorate her career and put her on the map as an icon. She truly is an icon. She was 45 years old when Private Dancer came out, which, if you think about it, how many women within the music industry have come out with albums at that age that have done so well? I'll wait. I will put all of the kind of information in the description box as well. I learned a lot kind of about this through a wonderful Rolling Stone article that was kind of like a tribute to her and her 80th birthday. Tina, I think, also just released or is releasing a book, and I think she already has a memoir, but I think she might be releasing another one. So that's also to be noted and something that I should definitely read because I have mad respect for her. All right, so Private Dancer was her way definitely to break free, be herself, and not be chained down by Ike. Ike was definitely more of the producer when it came to her musical career, and obviously as an abuser, you know, you are always in control. So it was exciting, I think, for people to hear this album and realize, like, she's obviously got her own talent. She's obviously got her own everything. She's able to do this without a man. Again, which we love. Let me go to the album here. So, the first track on the album is I Might Have Been Queen. A really nice start of the album. It's definitely not my favorite track on the album, but it is a track that gets you to listen and understand where she is coming from with this. Like, I have been there, I have been at the top, and I am going to get it back. Basically, it's, I don't believe, a song that's played too often, but a lot of these other songs on this album have definitely gotten radio play and still to this day continue to get radio play. Second on the album is What's Love Got to Do With It, which is probably her most iconic song and is the song that most people know her for. I actually, story time, but as I do story time, I'm gonna go in with the color Raven and Graphite, probably. Maybe I'll start with Graphite and put that all over the lid to try to smoke it up, and then we might, in the outer crease, do a bit of Raven and try to build it up a bit more and get a bit more of the smoky depth. But let me add on Graphite first into the lid. Like I said, music has always been a big part of my life and what I've always enjoyed doing, and singing is no different. Okay, I am getting some mad fallout from this. That's okay, that's why I don't do tippity tap that off, but that's why I don't do my face makeup till after my eyes, because especially with the dark, like smoky eye, you know. Anyway, in elementary school, I wanted to sing on the morning announcements, and at the time with my best friend, and we sang like a cover basically of What's Love Got to Do With It, but I think we remixed the lyrics to be like What School Got to Do With It or something. But anyway, this was all because I was listening to Tina's Best Of album. Too funny. Yeah, went on the announcements, sang the song. All I'm trying to say is it's an iconic song. I know you've heard of it. If you play it, you will recognize it. I know that that's actually one of the songs that she doesn't really like performing too much. It's kind of, I think, one of them that she didn't think or didn't want to be such a big hit, but ended up being such a big hit. But I believe that was one of the singles off of this album. Now let me go to one of the tracks on here that I absolutely adore, and it's an Al Green cover, and it actually all spiraled from her basically within this time where she was this trying to be recognized for who and the talent that she has. There was a UK band, let me see, I wrote them down here. Heaven 17, a UK synth pop band in which she did a duet with. And basically, people in the UK weren't as harsh and realized that Tina had talent compared to America. And so one of the band members helped to produce this cover of Let's Stay Together, which is so good. The amount of just true angst that you hear in the song, and just her soulfulness comes through so well on the track. I adore it. All right, so again, man, this fallout though, but we are getting our smoke. All right, so I'm gonna blend just with my brush here in the crease. The Al Green Let's Stay Together is one of my favorite covers. By far is one of the stronger tracks in my opinion on the album. This album is fantastic, and I think there are some songs on it that show off her vocals, which is probably my favorite thing because I am a vocal nerd. I love hearing people's voices, and especially a female voice, and I think it all probably stems from me wanting to see if I can like recreate those sounds, or if that's something that I would ever want to sing, or kind of within that vein is just, you know, how could I sing kind of like that. And really from Tina, what I think singers could learn, and just music aficionados, or people that want to kind of learn more about music, is if you listen to this album, which I highly suggest, listen to this album. It is 9 songs. It's a good collective album. She truly goes through a nice kind of journey of music within here, but it shows just how powerful she is, and I think is just a nice true test to female empowerment, which kind of leads me into the song Private Dancer, which is about a private dancer. This is what she said about Private Dancer to Rolling Stone. Private Dancer tells the story of a woman like me caught up in a sad situation who somehow finds a way to go on. It is such a powerful track, and I think it is telling of women will do anything to, you know, help support their family, and help support themselves. Like she said in her quote, people get caught up in some sad situations unless you're wanting to do that, or that's something that you aspire to do. But to each his own. where that's kind of involved in what you want to do with your life. All right, so I'm just blending out again. And now I think I'm going to go into Raven and kind of build up some darkness in the outer area. Let's go on to a little bit more story time about Tina and before she created this album. So someone who noted Tina as being his favorite singer, David Bowie. And David and her ended up having a really close relationship. And I think he was definitely instrumental in helping executives, you know, understand that Tina still has value when it comes to being able to sell records and make music. So when he came over to the States, I guess they wanted to wine and dine Bowie and really get him, you know, happy. And he was like, no. My favorite singer is singing at the Ritz, so that's what I'm gonna be doing tonight. And of course, it was Tina. She quotes and says in her memoir that the night at the Ritz was the equivalent to going to the ball, minus the part about Prince Charming, because it changed my life dramatically. Having Bowie in her corner and having a, you know, strong male presence really probably helped her to gain some traction within the industry that she wouldn't have been able to do as a Black female solo artist practically at 40, you know. So let's talk a little bit more about one of my other favorite songs on this album, I Can't Stand the Rain. Oh, it has such a wonderful rhythm to the song, and it's very much like this hit. Boom, boom. And maybe in a sense is a bit like a storm, but it just, her vocals on that track soar. They just soar. And I think that's also what I love about the album is just you can hear her raw vocal power throughout this album so well. And it's really just an amazing sense of empowerment when you hear her voice. It's something that I think I was always drawn to. I think it would have been amazing to see her live because from videos and things that I've seen, she definitely seems to have been a performer, which I think is a big part of why people enjoyed seeing her so much. You know, she clearly obviously had her dance that she did, and I think people know her because of that. And know her because of her flashy costumes and her big hair and that sort of thing, which was part of, you know, how you sell something, and obviously it was the 80s. But I mean, I think really when you strip it down and you listen to these tracks, you can hear just the true power, the true emotion that is coming through in her voice, which is really what draws me to her. Some of my favorite people that I love to listen to are female singers that just evoke so much emotion and soul and power into their voice that you can't help but just feel. And I think that's one of the things why I love music so much and why I enjoy, you know, listening to Tina and listening to Beyonce. If you didn't know, that's why I have a B tattoo. Beyonce is my favorite artist. No surprise if you know me. But just listening to a female vocalist who truly has power and conviction when they're speaking or when they're singing is just a breath of fresh air, because I think especially within this industry and especially at that time, think of this is 1984. Tina did River Deep Mountain High in 1966. I mean, she was 45 years old when this album was released. That's just amazing to me, and I think is just, again, a testament of how amazing she truly is. Well, I got super smoky. I don't know if I love whatever kind of blend is happening here. Obviously, I chose some pretty difficult colors within a $5 palette. The darker matte shades, which really probably should have just been kept to kind of the crease, but it definitely got, I guess, smoky. which I think will be fine with the look. And when I put on, you know, the powder and stuff and the rest of my complexion makeup, I don't think there'll be much of an issue. But I wanted to look and see, I think within her lid, it looks like there's almost a bit of shine, just a little bit. It also looks like she's got perhaps lashes on, but it definitely is a smoky eye that goes out kind of far. So I don't truly, I don't think it's too bad. It's just the blend like out here isn't entirely my favorite. So I think I'm gonna try to fix that up a bit. And then I will bring you back to add a little bit of shine to the lid, but not too much. Now I'm gonna go in, I think with this bling color, and just add a little pop in the center of the lid to just add a little bit of dimension there. Not too much, and I'll blend it back out. But it does look like there might be a hit of kind of shine within the center of her lid. And that might just be the natural light, but we'll go in and kind of add a little bit there. And then I'll go over with my finger on each side and kind of tap in and blend. Tina, to me, is definitely somebody that is an icon in the form of, you know, I think of icons as being people that helped set the stage for other artists to come. Like Beyonce, like Alicia Keys, like people that really, kind of the solo Black female artist. It's sad that they needed somebody before them to be recognized, but I think that's a lot of what needs to happen is there are barriers that are pushed and then knocked down, and they realize, wow, Black female artists are amazing. Yeah, they definitely are. You know, it's all part of, unfortunately, America's culture and growing up, and especially within an industry that is so, you know, commercialized, where they need to be selling records, and if you look a certain way, then things are probably sold better. That's unfortunately a lot of why things happened that happened. But it's obviously a great thing to see a woman, and especially a Black woman, succeed in the way that Tina did. Amazing. Truly, truly amazing. Much love to that queen of rock and roll. I'm going to do the rest of my face makeup real quick, come back, bring you in for the lip and the lower what is this called? Lower lash line. So I'm gonna go in with some blush. This is Almay's So Peachy Healthy Hue blush. And I'm definitely gonna put in the apples in the cheeks and then really bring it up and back, just because that was definitely this sign of the 80s. So I'm gonna bring it a little bit further back, higher up on the temple of my cheek than what I probably normally would do. All right, so I brought that blush higher up onto the cheek, which definitely I think is a big 80s kind of thing. She also has some smudgy darkness in her lower lash. It doesn't look like there's anything in the inner rim. If anything, that might be a brightener. So let me put in, I have kind of a lighter pencil, hold on. So if you have a white pencil or kind of like a nude, put that into your inner rim. And then I'm going to go in on a little brush here and smoke out kind of that lower lash. I'm gonna go in with Raven first, just on the outside, and then go into Graphite as I work my way probably halfway in. Okay, and then I'm gonna blend that out a bit. But it's not blended out too much, but I still want to get a little blend going. Okay, and let's see if she does anything in that inner corner. It almost looks like they actually run the black and like the liner right into the inner corner. So let me do that. And I really like the look aesthetically of this. I think it really suits the album and fits the album. Obviously, when you have a song called What's Love Got to Do With It, Private Dancer, Let's Stay Together, this really 80s classic, almost grunginess is really I think, essential and truly speaks to this album. And I would also love to kind of lighten it up a little bit. So I'm gonna take Twinkle out of the Smoky palette and kind of place it over the black. I can't imagine inner corner highlights were super prevalent in 1984, but I don't know. You tell me, were they? Nice. So let me put on, I'm gonna do liner, just a basic line. I don't think she has much of a wing, or if she does have a wing, you can't really see it in the picture. So I'm just going to do kind of like a basic line and then put on some mascara, do my brows, and I will bring you back in for a nice red lip, which is so out of my comfort zone, but I'm so excited for it, truly. Hi everybody, I've got my lashes on and I put some liner on. I re-intensified with a little bit more white liner in the inner rim, and now we are ready for lip. I am really a little scared, but I'm very excited just because I don't do red lips often. I'm not sure, it's definitely a pretty classic red lip. I have this one from Revlon. Woo, man, does Revlon always have a smell. And this is Love Is On. I don't know, I feel like this was like a special or something. This might be a little dark. I also have like this liquid lip, which I think might be a bit more in the vein. But it's actually, I feel like I keep referencing the picture over here, sorry. It looks almost like it might actually be more a bit like orange undertoned. I just don't know if I actually have a red lip in that color. So might have to lighten it up with some things here. But let me put on, I have somewhere a Urban Decay lip liner that this is their like, I forget what they called this, Ozone. This was supposed to be the lip liner that kind of, it could be used for anything, go around your lips and it won't have things, you know, go into your fine lines. So let me lip line with this first. I think I'm gonna go with the Red, which is a Sephora. This is Cream Lip Stain, but let me try to put this on now. Okay, I know, she's a lot, but it's the classic red lip. Now in her lip, it definitely is, this is drying more kind of like satin matte, and her lip is definitely a bit shinier. So I wanna add some gloss on top of this. Actually, I found myself a Smith & Colt product. I'm not applying right directly from the applicator. I'm just taking my hand or my lip, the brush, putting some on my finger and tapping on the lip. Now I definitely feel some 80s vibes here with that really blown out smoky eye, kind of like smoky underneath the red lip. We are definitely feeling some 80s vibes. Miss Tina Turner, Miss Ashley. I definitely feel out of my comfort zone, but I am excited with how it looks. I think it turned out super pretty. This lip is everything. Makes me think I need to play with some more lip colors, right? Right. And yeah, I am hopeful that you enjoyed this series. I am so excited to do more. Oh, this reminds me. Sorry about the bra strap that continuously shows. Anyway, I'm so excited for this series. I think this is going to be so much fun. I'm going to go through, I want to primarily focus on women because I'm all about that women empowerment here on this channel. And I think more female artists need to be heard from. And I wanted to go with a classic. That was actually one of the first vinyl albums that I bought for myself at a record store. And I couldn't be more proud of myself for picking up such an iconic classic album, 5 times platinum. All right, thank you so much for being here. Hope to see you on the next one. Hope you have a great day wherever you are, whatever you may be doing. Make sure you do something you love every day if you can. Thanks again, guys. Bye.